of my environment. This is the real truth, there ain't no hiding it. I always been there from the time you were born, and I made an oath to you to protect you, I swore. Steady grinding cause it's hard out here, trying to make ends meet to support you in this world out here. Your mom's had me crossed up in some shit. I can't lie across the minor while I'll choke and strangle this chick, but I kept cool through all of the fuss and commotion. It seems like she pushing my buttons just to provoke me, please.
Yo. Once again, it's Sorry Not Sorry, the podcast. You can see it behind me. We got the new banner in. You know what I mean? And today we have a very, very prestigious special guest, Professor of Hip Hop. What it do, my brother?
Man, what's going on, Jojo? Yeah,
Man, you know how we do it, how we do what we do when we do it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, man. Some
So
more of it, man. You know, general population, man. We up in the building, man.
hey,
You know
man, for
what I
those who
mean?
don't know, man, let them know what general population is and what they about.
Man, general population, man, is a music media company that's on the historic west side of Las Vegas. You know, out here in Nevada, man, and you know, we just trying to do our thing, man. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say we trying. We are doing our thing, man, to push
Yes,
this
yes.
movement. We better together, you know, and putting some good things together, man. This is coming along real swell, like, you know.
Hey, so real quick for the people, man, let them know what you got going on. Because I know what you got going on, but they don't know what you got going on. So please tell the public what you got going on.
Yeah, man. I've been you know, putting my album together, man. The lecture, you know, I got a few joints that's out right now, man, and you know, I'm just looking to expand my horizons. You know what I'm saying? Um, I put out my single in the video, True Story. You can go and find that on YouTube. It's out on all major platforms. Um, I did that with my boy Wolf. Shout out to Wolf for shooting that
Uh,
video. You
Shout
know what
out
I mean?
TTP Wolf. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He did some of
TTP
our
Wolf.
videos, man. He's a great,
Yeah,
great
yeah,
visionary, photographer,
yeah,
videographer,
yeah,
director. You know
yeah.
what I
Dude,
mean? He does
super
it
dope.
all.
Yeah, he's super dope. But yeah, man, we just working, man. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to continue to keep pushing, man, and give good music to the world, man. So yeah.
So one of my first questions, man, is where are you from and who inspired you growing up?
Originally, I'm from Los Angeles, California. I was born and raised out there in California. I came to Nevada about 12 years ago. Me and my wife, we moved out here. You know what I mean? So this is like, you know, been home for me. You know what I mean? For the last 12 years. But I'm originally from LA. My inspirations with music, man, come from like, you know, the legends, man, like Tupac,
Mm-hmm.
Scarface, Biggie. You know, uh, I gotta fuck with M. You know what I'm saying? I love M. I love his little get out, his wittiness with the with the lyrics and shit. Um, man, you know the whole little West Side connection. You know
Uh,
all of that shit, man. All of the G shit, man. You know what I mean? Like I never jumped on this new wave band of music. You know what I mean? I don't knock it. You know what I'm saying? But that's not my get on. That's not how I appeal to people. You know what I'm saying? So I stick to my roots with hip hop, man. Yeah.
okay. So what is one particular album that you can say changed your perspective on hip hop? You know what I mean? One album that grabs you as a youngster. You know what I mean? That just to this day, when you hear it, just takes you back. You know what I mean?
If I would have to say an album that takes me there, man, it would have to be the Machiavelli album.
Uh,
And
Hail
yeah,
Mary.
Machiavelli
Look what
album.
we have here
You know,
now.
cause you know that was like the energy of it. You know what I mean? The feeling and the passion that was in each and every song, man, and the reality. You know what I mean? That's what made me like really like push to be my best. As far as being a professor of hip hop, I wanted my name and who I was as an artist, man, to really stand out to people. Um, Whenever they see me or whatever, at first impression, a person wouldn't even think that I was the way I was on the mic. But
Right.
then when they hear me, they be like, "Damn, you doing it like that?" Like, you
Uh
know
huh.
what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I love that element of surprise. Like, what I mean, they be shocked. So I get a kick out of that, man. Yeah.
Um. How do your personal experiences shape the themes and stories in your music?
Everything that I went through is true and authentic, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it helps me to be able to relate to people that been out there that been through what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, it might not have happened exactly, but it's so much similarity to it that they can't do nothing but relate. You know what I'm saying? So I try to paint a picture to where it's like, okay, a person can relate to that story. Like one of my songs I sent you called True Story. Um, that happened in my life. You know what I'm saying? That's a real story that happened in my life, and I didn't want it to be like, okay, I'm mad at my son's mom or anything like that. I just wanted to let her know, like no matter what you do to try to turn my son against me, you can never break my love for my child. You know what I mean? So that's what it was on. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure every father feel like that.
Man,
When they have the other parent that's against them. You know what I mean? You know, they just want to let it be known that it's not about us no more. It's about the kid, man, and making sure that he come up the best way that we could possibly bring him up co-parenting. You know what I mean?
absolutely. That's one of
Yeah,
the songs that actually grabbed me because, like you said, relatable, and I can relate to that as a father as well. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because
no
I'm
doubt.
going
Yeah,
through the exact same struggle, not with one of my kids, but actually a few of them. So,
yeah, yeah. And
so
it's crazy. It's crazy because, like, you know what I mean. On my little spare time, I do Ubering, and I be bumping and promote my music when I be driving around my pastures, man. And I just so happened to play True Story for one of the pastures, bro. And by the time I made it to his destination, excuse me, to drop him off, the dude gave me $100 bill. Like, man, I wish you nothing but the best. Like, man, I don't even see why you even driving Uber. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even need to be doing this. You need to be what you doing best, and that's that music, man. He like, man, for real, salute, salute, man. I'm like, shit, okay.
you know, and
Look,
that's very humbling. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
you know what I mean? Through your music, you can also see firsthand how you were able to grab somebody. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You grabbed him. You know what I mean? You pulled him in. You reeled
right,
him
right,
in. You know what I mean? With a relatable experience, like you know what I mean. Just like how, you know what I mean, when we would listen to Pac or Big, you know what I mean, or Face, you know what I mean. They talked about
right,
stuff that was actually relatable to our lives. You know what I mean?
right,
And it
exactly,
grabbed us and it pulled us in, and we were actually waiting for the next. You know what I mean? Because I remember being young. You know what I mean? Like you said, that Machiavelli album, and then you know what I mean. And even though he had passed, we were still waiting.
right,
You know what I mean? We were still anticipating his next project. You know what I mean? All his unreleased music. You know what I mean? I
right.
can even say that about Nip. You know what I mean? Where even
Yeah,
though he's
yeah.
gone, you know what I mean, gone, we still waiting. You know what I mean? Hey man, when they gonna drop some more of his music? You
And
know what I
that's what
mean?
I'm saying, man. Like even with Nip, like even though he wasn't like like older like Pac and them and all that, man. That dude was real inspirational too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he was able to speak up on things that had a person reflect on their actual lives, bro. You feel what I'm saying? To where it's like you want to change whatever it was that was wrong in your life to make it better. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's needed in the world right now today, man. You know what I mean? We can't continue to keep thinking that, okay, yeah, it's cool to be out here playing with guns and, playing with the law and all that old shit. Like, because come on. that's a felon game. You know what I mean? We gonna continue to keep failing playing like that. You know what I mean? So we have to change the narrative, man. So our kids won't continue to keep growing up thinking that that shit is okay. You feel what I'm saying? That's why a lot of our children are dying now because they think that type of shit is okay and it's not, bro.
Absolutely. And some of us know firsthand that, you know what I mean, it's not the way to go. You know what I mean? It will only
Yeah,
hinder
most
you,
definitely.
you know what I mean, and delay your progress, you know what I mean,
Right,
and what you're fully capable of, you know what I mean, when you put this yourself, you know what I mean,
right.
or others in those situations, you know, and the next question I wanted to ask you is how do current events or social issues influence your music and your lyrics?
I mean, it lets me know where I need to go, man. It lets me know what I need to talk about, what I need to address. You know, it lets me know how I can communicate with the world in my way. You know what I mean? You know, I know I won't be able to save or help everybody, man. But if it's somebody that I can help or somebody that I can save, you know what I mean? And it only has to be one person, I did my part. That's what I shoot for. You know what I mean? Now, if it affects many and helps many, and you know what I mean, that's all good. You feel me? But one person, man, one person at a time, bro. That's all I'm looking forward to. You know what I mean?
How has the you know, in addition to your encounter with the with one of your customers, how has your how do you feel your connection has been to the public, you know what I mean, with your story, because and your music, because true story, you dropped that not too long ago, and I know the feedback's been pretty crazy. You've been performing it everywhere. I've seen some of your performances, been a part of some of your performances, you know what I mean, and
Hey, bro, it be all love, man. Like real business. Like people see me, bro, and they be like, damn, you know, because I be like, you know, quiet or I'll be like kicked back or whatever, you know what I mean? Not timid, but just quiet. It's like I'm a mysterious person. They're like, damn, who is that? You know what I mean? Well, whatever, you know what I mean? Not really doing too much communicating, no nothing. But then when I hit the stage, soon as I open my mouth, my nigga, like I have everybody attention from that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I always shoot for, bro. So it's like, you know, whenever I do any of my music, man, I always get you know, a good reaction from people. You know what I mean? And they all show love, man. Like, everybody on the underground scene out here in Vegas, man. You know what I mean? They all know who the professor of hip hop is, man. I can hit any stage out here, man. It ain't gonna be not one person that ain't gonna be that's not gonna be able to say, "Oh, I don't know him. I ain't never heard of him," or whatever. You know what I mean? If they didn't been at any of these shows or anywhere on the hip hop scene, they know me. They know I'm gonna bring that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
which one of your singles has you know, pushed your lyrical boundary, you know what I mean, since it's been released? Which one of your singles? Could you send me a few of them? Which one of them do you think pushed your lyrical boundary? You know what I mean, in the way you approached your lyrics.
Well, each song that I sent you 5 cuts. Each song is, you know, giving a definition of my character, who I am, you know, and what I'm on with music and with life in general. You know what I mean? So I think every last one of them I sent you, man, is like really, you know, pushing my limits. You know what I mean? Now I haven't reached my peak, but it's pushing my limits for sure.
And how would you
Yeah.
say your lyrics have reflected your personal growth? You know what I mean, and changes in your life that you've made. You know what I mean? Because I know you came a long way. You know what I mean, from growing up in LA. You know what I mean, the transition who you are now as a man. You know what I mean.
I mean, it shaped me. It shaped me in a way to where like now I'm more. My perception is more open to things that it wouldn't have been like when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like now, I'm more open for things than I would be if I was 20. You know what I mean? Like when I was 20, is like okay, I wasn't going for none of that. I was more on my, my rah rah shit. You know what I mean? But now it's more content based. You know what I'm saying? It's more, you know, some feel good music. You know what I mean? That's what I call it. I call it feel good music. You know what I mean? You don't have to be sitting up there tripping like, oh man, I want to go do something to somebody music. You know what I'm saying? Is the feel good music. It makes you feel good about yourself and who you're around and your peoples and all of that type of shit. You know?
That's the feel good music. That's what I get when I hear that West Side Story. You know what
Oh
I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my cousin, man.
Another West Side Story. That's
Man,
one of my joints, man. You know what I mean? I'm proud to
yeah,
be on that joint and
yeah,
featuring Take Notes. You know what I mean? He came through with
yeah,
the vocals, but that right there, man, that is a classic.
yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But then I got my other cut that I had sent you to, featuring Take Notes, man, called "Move Different." Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, man, he got some cuts, some joints, man, some nice ones.
You know what I mean? Hey, shout out, Take Notes, man. But
Yeah, my boy.
that's my dog, man. Very talented brother, man. You know,
Yes, sir.
and
Is yeah.
how how do you think your lyrics contribute to the broader conversation within hip hop? You know what I mean? Because we see, you know, like you said, the newer wave, you know what I mean, it is the newer wave and it seems to be, you know what I mean, in a way repetitive, so to speak, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
very relevant, man. Like real business, man. My songs, lyrics, delivery, my energy, everything is relevant to hip hop, man. Because a lot of people will say hip hop is dead. I'm the proof that it's not. You know what I'm saying? Straight
point
up.
blank.
I'm the proof that it's not dead, bro. Straight up. Yeah.
Hey, and man, hey, shout out. I want to say shout out to GPMG, man, because
Man, the
they
squad.
got they doing their
The
thing, man.
squad, man. KT the Great, my boy
Uh,
Jay Dollars. Can't forget 2K, TC, Bonafide 100. You know, my guy. I can't forget the cameraman, D Good,
be
uh,
good.
and Trey Gunners. Man, the squad, man. We out here, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And real business, bro. Like, it's only the beginning. You feel what I'm saying? Like real business, man. Once they really just get aboard of the whole GPMG camp, man, motherfuckers gonna be like, damn, okay, I see what it is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, these dudes is official. You feel me? And we bringing something righteous to the table. You know what I mean? We not just on no BS or none of that. You feel what I'm saying? We bringing something righteous, good, and that's gonna be beneficial to the people. Cause like we say, we better together. It's nothing like being a unit, bro. You feel me? A unit that's in sequence with each other. You know what I mean? That shit is a beautiful thing.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, actually it is, you know what I mean? And it's good to see a group of brothers, you know what I mean, that stick together, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
no
I
doubt.
can say I've actually been through been a part of a few different groups and you know what I mean? It seems like after a project or two we were disbanded, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
or we didn't get along, you know, so you know what I mean, what do you think it is the formula that keeps you guys solid moving as a unit? You know what I mean?
I think it's just understanding each and every individual as they should be understood. You know what I'm saying? Like to where it's like, okay, we all know our boundary lines. You know what I mean? And we have an understanding as far as like, okay, we don't want to cross those boundary lines because we don't want to have or build any kind of enmity between our brothers. You feel me? Like, when that understanding is there and in place, you know, you always gonna stay solid. You can talk about anything, you know what I mean? And accountability is everything, man. If you do something that you wrong about, bro, recognize where you wrong at, you know what I mean, and hold yourself to accountability for that. You know, everybody will continue to keep getting along when it come to that, man. You know what I'm saying? See, like most people, they'll be, denying the fact that they did something wrong. They don't want to acknowledge that they did wrong. And that's where a lot of people fall out at. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, shit, especially when you dealing with street niggas. You know what I mean? Shit, if you sitting up there woofing and hollering and all of this old shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit, a nigga gonna woof and holler back, especially if he with the bullshit. You know what I mean? So if you know that you clashing with a titan, and he know that he clashing with a titan, come on, y'all know how to get along with each other to stay out of each other way when it come to that. You feel what I'm saying? You know, y'all know how to avoid that situation. You feel me? And that's how you keep shit tight. Yeah,
That's one thing I've noticed about you guys, man. You guys actually congregate. You guys have meetings.
yeah.
You guys all come together. You guys talk.
Gotta have communion. We gotta have communion, bro. Because if there's no communion, you don't know what's going on with your brother.
And I've also seen that there's no one person in the organization that thinks they're higher or lower, you know what I mean, then
Uh-uh.
everybody comes together as an
Everybody equal,
equal.
man. We all bosses, bro. But everybody play their part. You
You
feel what
know,
I'm saying? When I go over there, my opinion, my advice, everything is well filled. But I'm an artist though.
and
You know what I'm
I
saying? I'm
also
a
wanted to speak on,
brand.
yeah, I also wanted to speak on performances and touring, you know, because I know you're always on the books, you know what I mean? You always have something scheduled, you're always showing face. And what are your thoughts on live performances and the importance of those live performances in building your career and your fan base?
Well, I believe that live performances are very important, man. Plus, it always keeps you ready for anything that may come up big. You know what I mean? That's why I would like spend a lot of time like rehearsing or even maybe doing street performing. That's one of the things I appreciate about being out here in Vegas. Like you can actually go to the strip or Fremont or whatever and street perform. It's practice to me, but it keeps me sharp on my game though. You know what I mean? Like it's no crowd you could put me in front of and I won't rock it. You know what I mean? Just because I've had that experience, just because I'm comfortable with it. I'm more comfortable with that than having this interview with you right now, believe it or not. Keeping it real.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. That's literally like my second nature, man, performing, bro.
What
Yeah.
do you what do you do to keep yourself grounded, you know, as an artist and businessman? You know what I mean? What are some things you would do to keep yourself grounded? You know what I mean, and focused.
I mean, I just stay focused on what I need to do, man. I just stay focused on being me and who I am and what I'm trying to deliver to the world. Like I said, I don't try to keep up with the Joneses as far as what's selling right now or what's selling out. That's what I would call it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people sell out just so they can fit in. That's not my get down, man. I stay focused and keep my eyes on the prize because I can't expect for nobody else to see my vision the way I do and bring it to life. You know what I mean? I have to continue to keep staying focused on what I want to present to the world, and that's how I keep myself grounded.
You know, and I'm gonna say that's a good thing and staying focused on what you need to do, because I've seen a lot of artists, you know what I mean, get caught up in the social media aspect, or
Yeah,
you know what I mean, or just other drama, beefs, you know what I mean, or still,
right,
you know what I mean, so consumed with the streets. They're more so looking for street fame than you know what I mean, being acknowledged for their skills on the microphone or
right.
being an artist actually, you know what I mean? So what is some advice you can give to other upcoming artists, you know what I mean, to that are trying to find their place in the industry?
Man, stick to trying to get your bag, man. Forget hanging out at the club. Forget doing all of that. Get to the bag. Straight up, strictly get to the bag, man. Because that's going. put you in a position to where you can help out your loved ones, your friends, or whoever it is that you want to look out for, your kids, man, leaving that legacy behind. Don't get caught up in the, oh, I want to be big popping bottles and all of this stuff at the club and pulling up in fat whips and doing donuts. Like that's you don't need to do that. You feel me? Just stick to the script, stick to your program, do what you got to do, and all the doors that you looking for to open up for you are open, man.
And
Period.
have you ever felt pressure to conform to what they say industry standards are? What they say industry standards are. You
Of
know what I
course,
mean?
of course not, man. Like real business, bro. My music speak for itself. My energy, who I am as a person, speak for itself. You know what I mean? So who I am as an artist, it speaks for itself. I ain't tripping off with these people talking about, oh man, you gotta be like this person or this person that's already in the game for you to get, man, whatever, man. I'm the professor of hip hop. Ain't nobody like me. You know what I mean? And I'ma stick to that script.
Man, and sticking to the script is one major thing that I can say that we do best. You know what
Oh
I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Especially, when I was on that tour and I got to go around the country and see, you know what I mean, what it was like, that experience. And you know what I mean? I can say I felt a little bit of pressure to conform to what industry standards are when I was in Atlanta, because the sound is so, what I mean, I want to say more popular music, you know what I mean, than what we're used to. And we have that generic West Coast sound, you know what I mean? And I came there with that. And at first they kind of didn't know how to perceive it. They were just staring at me. But then when I got off stage, man, it was like everybody came was like, yo, that was the shit. You know what I mean? And I can see that G funk, you know what I mean, that we're used to, that West Coast flavor is still alive, and people actually crave that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
may not be as popular as it was in the '90s and early 2000s, but I really think we're bringing that back. You know what I mean? And with songs like True Story and Another West Side Story, you know what I mean, and other joints that you have, you know what I mean, I can really see that coming back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Actually, it never really left. You know what I
Right, right,
mean?
right.
But
It was
I,
just dormant. It was just dormant. You
yes,
know what I mean?
yes,
Like sleeper. You know what I mean? Like a little sleeper cell, you know? But that sleeper cell is always gonna come out when it needs to, man, or when it's supposed to say, oh, here I go right here. You feel me? So yeah, man. Yeah,
hey,
no doubt.
hey, I want to ask you, how did you become a part of GPMG in the first place?
Man, it's crazy, man. So um I was at my place of worship, you know what I mean, and one of the brothers that was there, come to find out, man, he was the head of general population. So I had actually shot him a song called My Letter to the World. And at first, you know, like he listened to it and all of that or whatever or whatnot, you know what I mean? And he, you know, gave me his feedback on it, but he really didn't know what type of artist I was. So anyway, to make a long story short, another one of the brothers told me about a show that they was giving up there. And that's when I had first met you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I came up there, whatever, you know what I mean? And all I did was kick back. I'm kicking it. Everybody performing, doing interviews and all that. When it came time for me to get up on the stage, I'm like, man, just give me the mic. Let me do my thing. You know what I mean? They gave me the mic. I did my thing, and ever since then, it's been all love. Like it's been all love ever since.
Yeah, GPMG is a really great organization. You know what I mean. From the work that I've done with them and with you, you know what I mean, and the collective, you know what I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
is something that's really bittersweet. You know what I mean, and you know what I mean, Cat, man, that's a good dude, man. You know what I
yeah.
mean, the way
Shout
he
out to my bro. Yeah,
that brother's very, very, very. He's a visionary, man. I really admire him. Gave me a lot of great advice. You know what I mean, and really
mhm.
made me take a look at myself as an artist. You know what I mean, and where I was headed. You know what I
Right.
mean, and that's one thing that brother tells No lies. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, for sure. He gonna
There's
keep it
so
100.
many creative minds in the organization. It's crazy.
Hmm. And I mean to really have it to where, like, you know what I mean, you could bring all of us together like that, man. You have to be a special person. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I had to get that to him, man. He has some real, you know, prominent, talented artists and producers and engineers, you know what I mean, that he done brought together for this whole movement, man. And like I said, you have to be a special type of person for that, man. And for sure, man, Cat Vision, man, KT the Great, as we would call him, man. That's my brother, man, and I love him. You know what I mean? Nothing but good peoples, bro. For sure, for sure.
So, what can you tell the people that's coming up next for the professor? You know what I mean?
Man, so um, we got a lot of stuff coming up, man. You know, we got the We Better Together tour that's going to be coming up 2024. Um, we got the whole lecture album coming out, and then I'm going to be releasing a book with that album called Why Me? The Misconception of Who I Am. You know what I mean? So I'm releasing an album and a book at the same time. You know what I mean? Um, Up under the label GPMG. So it's a lot of good stuff coming on, man.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. Tell the people where they can find you, where they can locate you, DM
Yeah.
you.
So if y'all want to holler at your boy, you can follow me on Instagram, um, at Professor of Hip Hop 2424, or like if you want to follow me on Facebook, Abdul Mawakil Hakeem. I'm on TikTok, the Professor of Hip Hop. Um, I'm on all musical platforms with my music: iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, all up under the Professor of Hip Hop. So yeah,
Absolutely, y'all. Y'all heard it from the man, the legend. You know what I mean? The professor. You know what I mean?
you
Y'all
know,
can learn something. Tap into his platform. Y'all definitely go learn something from the professor. You know what I mean? Such as I have as some of our peoples. You know what I mean? So
no doubt.
you know what I mean? Continue to follow his music. You know what I mean? Follow this brother. You know what I mean? Support. You know what I mean? Him as well as the GPMG organization. You know what I mean? And stay tuned in. And we're definitely going to have him back on some more serious segments that we're going to put together. You
And
know what I
salute
mean?
to you too, JoJo, man, for your
Oh, thank
Sorry
you.
Not Sorry podcast, bro. I mean, man, you know, ever since I met you, bro, you just been grinding, working hard, you know what I mean, and staying up the part with your get down, man. And I salute you, bro. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Like
Thank you.
straight
Thank
up
you. Thank
1,000,
you.
you feel me? Yeah, I mean, man, like you probably one of the hardest working artists, brands in Vegas, bro. Like straight up 1,000. I tell anybody that, like, man, my boy be grinding. You feel me? And I respect your grind, your hustle, and who you are as a human being, bro. So salute, man. No doubt.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it, my brother. So
Yeah.
y'all stay tuned to us and what we got going on. We got some newer music coming out for y'all soon,
Oh yeah.
and it's gonna be great. So this is JoJo for show, the professor of hip hop. You
You
know what I
know.
mean? Eight
Salute.
side music, GPMG.
You
You know
know.
what I mean? And we gonna keep doing what we do. You know what I mean? And if you don't like it, sorry, not sorry. You know what I
Man.
mean?
You
And
digs?
we gonna get up out of here, man, and tend to our business. You know what I mean? So our business doesn't handle us. You
Right,
did.
1,000.
Y'all take care.
All right,
Peace.
salute. Peace.
Ain't paying that real homage to them legends like Pac, Face and 4-0. Can't forget the East Coast, yep, bigger that boy go. Not the type to floss, but I've been a go-getter. I'm just living my life trying to be a cold spitter. Married to a good wife, what more can I want? Put a ticket on it, I bet you that shit go, nigga. Yeah, enough the West Side Story. Give us props, we deserve the end of the story. Since y'all broke the rules, I'm going in all, yeah. Give it my all or nothing, we bout it, we not scared. Game over, we came in the game sober. And still intoxicating, we giving them hangovers. Shucking dubs in the air, let's get one thing clear. The West Coast taking over this here.
Jojo, yeah. For my people in the struggle, and all my close homies who gotta stay out of trouble. The phony gon' always swear that they love you. It's a dirty game, homie, you gotta protect your bubble. This is West Coast love, Chuck Taylor's in a pro club. And everywhere we go, you see them gang signs thrown up. Keep traffic low, we don't want the spot blown up. Had to think different ever since a nigga grown up. In the alley, told my new bitch whoop me. Now I'm feeling like Pac in a West Side movie, where these toolies get banged like these West Side groupies. At a Hollywood party where they come off